President of South Africa. I have to say it to you guys because a lot of people don't know who the President of South Africa is, and a lot of people don't even know who Cyril Ramaphosa is. So to all of you guys joining us who don't know who Cyril Ramaphosa is, he is the President of South Africa. That guy that you see there on the thumbnail. He's the President of South Africa. This particular meeting was very, very anticipated. A lot of people was looking forward to this meeting. It was fiery, huh?
Hey, it was cool, man. I quite liked it. It was very enjoyable to watch.
You love politics.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable. It was like a wrestling match. Everybody was expecting this particular meeting between Cyril Ramaphosa, the President of South Africa, and Donald Trump. Everybody was expecting this particular meeting to have the same form of atmosphere as that one that happened with Zelensky.
Yes, they compare it to that a lot, yes.
They don't compare it. They were expecting that maybe it might be like that one.
Yeah.
They were not comparing it. How could they have compared something that happened today?
Yeah.
Yes. True. What do you want to say?
No, I'm just saying, like, it looked like it was heading that way, but it didn't get as far.
Everybody thought that it would be that fiery, but it was not. In my opinion, Cyril Ramaphosa, if you're South African, thank you for joining us. You might like this particular comment. Remember, here we are real and authentic. We're going to give you our opinion of the meeting. We're going to give you our true, honest views and opinions. What we expected, did we expect this? We didn't expect that. Who was all in the room? Was Elon Musk there? For what? How was he there? All these people that were there. Johan Rupert, a businessman, a South African businessman, very influential. He controls a lot. He's part of that minority of South Africa also that's been benefiting from South Africa for a long time. Although, I liked what Johan Rupert said, but we'll get into that a little bit. But I think Cyril Ramaphosa displayed class.
I liked him. He displayed, like, I know you have been saying a lot about my country in the media, but I am here and I am going to be very diplomatic in what I'm saying to you. And very clear also.
He was very like, listen, Trump, relax. He's treating Trump like, we all know this particular orange man to be a little bit too emotional at times, to be very theatrical, to always look for reason to talk to the media, to make fireworks. But I'm gonna continue on with this diplomatic approach. So I liked Cyril Ramaphosa's demeanor, his aura, even the way that he was from the beginning in this particular meeting. Donald Trump, a lot of people are already saying that Donald Trump ambushed Cyril Ramaphosa.
He came there with a clear agenda. What I feel like every media, they were just saying Donald Trump is just saying these propaganda narratives about South Africa. So he came there to clear his name.
Who?
I have evidence. Trump.
He came to clear his name.
Yeah, that is why he showed all that little evidence that he had.
Yes, look, this is what I wanted. What happened today in that particular meeting, as uncomfortable as it may have been for certain people, and especially for the South African delegation in that particular Oval Office, I wanted this. It's about time. I love the fact that we actually have someone like a Donald Trump who's all about let it play out in front of the public. For far too long, geopolitics and these heads of states of different parts of the world come up here and they have secret meetings. Yeah. We never know what is happening in these freaking secret meetings. I love Donald Trump because he's always about, I'm not going to rush this. This is a very important meeting. America needs to say its piece here. And fine, you too need to speak. But we're going to give the public the real authenticity of our approach towards this. Towards this meeting in the first place. Any meeting, whether it's with South Africa or Ukraine or the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda's peace deal that's coming up. We're looking forward to that. Those ones, they have no choice. Those Rwanda and Democratic Republic of Congo, it's just balas. How far are we with that deal?
Exactly, yes.
I think we're almost there.
Yeah, they don't get to have the meeting with Trump, the press conference with Trump.
They have to have agreed already on the peace deal.
Yeah.
Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, they have to have agreed already on the peace deal agreement and then just come over here for the signage.
Yeah.
It's not here to do this and that and speak your fees and accuse like you're going to the principal's office. You understand what I'm saying? It's funny how Trump's presidency, even the way that he's dealing with foreign policy, is like the freaking school principal of every head of state in this world.
They have to come and report to him or ask him, can we do this? Can we get this? He is. He's schooling the entire world.
At least one cool thing about Donald Trump, and he said it today in this particular meeting with Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa. One cool thing, he said, yes, we somehow managed to calm the waters down and find some sort of deal between India and Pakistan. Again, we don't have to be doing this. It's just somehow we find ourselves where we need to keep sorting out all these different wars and all these different deals.
Yeah.
It's not what we ask, but yeah, we do what we can. At least there's that acknowledgement from himself. Although he's a boastful type of guy by nature, he comes out here. The way he was handling the media also in this particular meeting. We're going to get into everything that was said in our opinion about who was in the room and what was said and whether there is really a white G side in South Africa or not, whether Cyril Ramaphosa spoke enough or whether that particular video that Donald Trump played in the Oval Office, if it was too much or if it was just to continue on with his freaking narratives and whether Trump was influenced to do this or not. We're going to talk about all that and Elon Musk and Starling.
And whether or not bringing in those relationships that he had, requesting for sporting heroes to come for the state visit as well.
Okay, let's get into it already immediately. Those sporting heroes.
Yes.
Those anyhows, the golf guys. Any else. Because Donald Trump loves to play golf. And those golf champions who've won 2 majors and all that kind of thing, I think, and I might be wrong, I stand to be corrected, I don't mind. I think they are the ones who really pushed for this topic to even exist in the first place. They are part of the minority that live in South Africa that are so powerful. Yeah. The Ruperts, all of these people that you see that business group of people that were there. I believe and I think they initiated this whole movement from beginning. You
mean the narrative of the white G side?
Yes. To push this freaking narrative to get the attention of the US.
I think it's Yuan Rupert.
So who is he? Is he part of the minority?
Yeah, he's part of the minority, but the other two, I don't think as much as they were pushing for it.
Maybe because you don't watch golf. You don't know these people.
I know only else, the other one not so much, but I don't feel like they could have that bit of a pull, that much of a pull with Trump.
Trump is a golfer. He knows the guy. He knows how do you say his name? Ernie Els. Even in the UAE, Ernie Els has golf courses there, close to Trump's own golf course there. Trump has a golf course in the UAE, close to, what do you call that place? Close to those Dubai sports cities and Victory Heights in the UAE has an Ernie Els golf course.
Yes, it does.
And 5 minutes away from that particular golf course, you get Donald Trump's golf course.
That's true, yes.
What's the name of that whole estate?
Damac Hills.
Damac Hills estate there. Damac Hills is a huge Donald Trump's golf course there. And 5 to 10 minutes away from it, in the UAE, in Dubai, you get Ernie Els' golf course.
Yeah.
These are buddies, and those particular golf courses were established or built decades ago, long time ago. So they have each other on WhatsApp. They know each other. Even billionaires have friends. They have a club. I'm telling you. So I believe that's the 7%. That's the minority of South Africa. Those anyhows. Look, white people in South Africa are the minority.
Yes.
Only 7% of South Africans are Afrikaners, are the white South Africans. The rest, 93%, are black folks. Yes. But we're going to talk about whether there is really, truly a G side against white folks in South Africa. I don't think there is. And I think that that particular tape or that video that Donald Trump played in the Oval Office today, it was well edited.
It was very well edited, very well put together, because it came with the paperwork was already ready. It was there stapled, article and article and article, and then the things was playing.
You must know the US is smart. Donald Trump is smart. Because it's almost as if he said, leave that video over there in case this freaking meeting goes sideways.
Yeah.
I don't have to play it. That's the feeling I get. He only chose to play it when those questions started coming.
Firing, yeah.
Yes, when those questions started coming, because the whole South African Refugee Act, and whether there's a G side in South Africa, was the biggest elephant in the room. This is why we all tuned in.
Yes.
Not to hear about your bilateral relationships or of whether trade is improving here and there. We're not here for that. We, the public, we, the critics of both sides, we are on a mutual ground. We wanted the elephant in the room to be addressed, because it's not so long ago that these 49 South African Afrikaners just took a Boeing, a chartered plane, and landed in the US under the assumption that there's a G side in South Africa. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm glad that eventually, even the whole media, that's all they were waiting on.
Yeah.
Refugees, please. Can you guys talk about the refugees?
You're not talking about the trade, man. It's okay. You're gonna make your business deals, but wait.
Yes.
The trending topic.
We don't give a crap about trade deals right now. We need to talk about this narrative that you, Mr. Donald Trump, came out here to say that there's a G side there and that the Boers are being unalived. Where did you get it? That video that he played, the main camera never showed the video, but there are other footages online now where you can see a little bit of the video. The video consisted of a radical leader in one of the progressive parties in South Africa, right?
Yes, the radical leader.
The EFF.
Very outspoken guy, Mr. Julius Malema.
The EFF.
Yes.
Julius Malema. The master. The Boer.
Hey, the farmer.
The farmer.
Hey.
That song has always been too much.
It's too much, yes. But I think that South Africa in that room could have done more to explain, especially after that video was played.
South Africa could have done more.
Could have done more to explain the basis of that song.
Just so you mean Cyril Ramaphosa could have spoken more?
Yes.
To explain the basis and the narrative, the context in which that song was being sang and how it came about existing and all that kind of thing.
Yes. Because as much as he was trying to be cordial and let Trump have his little rant with his media and stuff like that, Cyril should have said, getting back to the video that you just displayed here, Mr. Trump.
Yeah.
The basis of
unalive the Boer, unalive the white man, and all that kind of crap that was being sang in that song.
Yes, unalive the Boer it's a historical song about during the apartheid era of South Africa.
It's a struggle song.
Yes.
He has to explain, he had to do it, but like I said before, we know in what context that particular song is sang in.
Yes.
Okay, my people, I don't know where you people are from, but keep listening. The rules is here. Welcome everybody to the show, by the way. We haven't welcomed anyone here. So welcome. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you so much. Yes. So that particular song is a struggle song.
Yes.
Sang by Julius Malema, the leader of EFF. And like I was saying before, you South African delegation or you Cyril Ramaphosa, even if you have a clear explanation of that particular song, you cannot come here to the Oval Office and try to embarrass the president of the US who you need.
Yeah, that is true.
South Africa needs these relations to really flourish between South Africa and the US more than the US needs these relations to flourish between the two.
And Trump knows that. So this is why he also maybe felt like, I'm going to just ambush this material in front of this South African delegation?
It's not really an ambush. It's not an ambush to the people that know the truth. We know the truth. We know that there's no G-side in South Africa when it comes to these white folks, these Afrikaners, these Boers. There's no such thing. But as Cyril Ramaphosa or the South African delegation, you cannot aim you can challenge with respect to explain to Trump, but you can't come up here to try to have a war in front of the media, have it played in front of the media just to prove your point. Even though you are right, we know there's no G side. Because at the end of the day, what is the ultimate goal? It's not who wins this particular argument of whether there's a G side or not, or who's playing a freaking video to make me look bad or to embarrass me. It's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about resetting these bilateral relations between America and South Africa. These relations have to exist after Donald Trump's administration, huh?
That's true, and that was also the point that Cyril was coming there on as well. You could see that he was trying to acknowledge the fact that South Africa and the US have had long-standing relationships, and it needs to continue. So he was also coming from that point of view.
Yes, we need to reset these relationships. We need to make sure that we're on the same page and that the goal is clear and that it's a mutual relationship. It's a mutual beneficial type of a relationship here. Yes, we need to do that. But Elon Musk has been in the ear of Donald Trump, and that Elon Musk is extremely influential. Whether we like it or not, that Elon Musk is out here talking and talking and talking to Trump in ways that he sees fit. It's the same Elon Musk, this owner of Starlink, who was also in the room, that a day or two ago was a guest of honor at one of these summits, AI, whatever, powering summits or conference, where he was saying, I was born in South Africa, and I should be able to go back to South Africa and invest and bring Starlink to South Africa. But it seems like they don't want to give me a license to put Starlink in South Africa because I'm not black. He keeps using this race card. Elon Musk wants preferential treatment just because he's the world's richest man and just because he's next to the world's most powerful President Trump.
Man, I see that. He has no props because he left South Africa and he left without doing anything for South Africa. He just wants to say now proudly, I am South African. He's never ever said it before in his life.
This is the first time I hear Elon Musk say, I was born in South Africa and it's not fair that I cannot go back and invest and all this. So for him, you must give me a license to operate Starlink. While I believe that it's okay that he should be able to, we need Starlink in South Africa. We need it. You see, we are not biased. We think for the people. We think also to do things. We want these heads of states to do things that benefit the people. It should never be about ego. That's why, even though before I've had a certain opinion about Johan Rupert, that particular businessman who was also in the room. But today, he made a lot of sense, Johan Rupert.
Yeah, it's completely different to what I have read or researched about him. He spoke a lot of sense. He spoke for South Africa. He spoke for a peace peace in South Africa. He was mentioning clearly that criminality is the issue. And it's not against a certain race. It is across the board, across all races.
Yes, he was right when he said, look, we understand and we acknowledge the fact that there's a lot of crimes happening against this Afrikaner, this white guy, this white Boer. We know. But it's not the only thing. It's not the only thing. And we are dealing with an element of crime in South Africa. Everybody knows about this crime. Even the tourists that goes to that freaking South Africa, whether white or black, they are victims of crime in that South Africa. That South Africa does not play freaking games, especially that Joburg, when it comes to crime. It was recently here where I was telling you the story about how they like to rob there. These thieves, these criminals in South Africa are so experienced and so confident in their criminal activities that they come up here and they say, remove your SIM card out of that phone. I'm taking that phone now. I'm doing you a favor by even telling you to remove your SIM card. So we know So Johan Rupert was correct when he said that Cape Flats, where's Cape Flats? If you're not South African, please bear with me. We have a South African in the building here. She'll tell you about Cape Flats. Where's Cape Flats? In the Western Cape.
Cape Flats is in the Western Cape.
In Cape Town.
Yes,
Cape Town, in the mother city. Yes, and there's a lot of crime there. Those colored boys. If you're from America, yes, in South Africa they have coloreds, okay? You know these Americans also, they think being called a colored is a direct insult. It's different definitions. We have different definitions.
Yes.
In South Africa there's black people and there's colored people. Yes.
Yes.
This particular Cape Flats.
Cape Flats are mostly dominated by the race of coloureds in Cape Town. And there are a lot of gang-related activities that happen there.
There's a lot of gangs.
Yes.
There's a lot of, even grape. You know the fruit grape? We use that term to associate that crime act that happens against women.
Yeah.
Even that particular thing, that crime, is big, huh?
That is the most important. That is, I don't know, not most important. That is like the most activity that they do there.
What do you mean important? How did your tongue go to important? That is a very important point to mention here.
Yes.
That one of the biggest crimes that happens there is that particular act where these gang members or these thugs or these individuals there with criminal mentality come out here and do that to innocent women. Things that shouldn't happen. So, listen, continuing on with this G-side narrative against white people, the truth is some white farmers there are experiencing a lot of criminality things towards them, a lot of threats. It's not necessarily an easy life for them. While it cannot completely be categorized as a G-side, there was a reporter in the Oval Office that said, Donald Trump, do you think perhaps maybe the term G-side was a little bit too much of a term to use in this particular case?
Yeah.
That's a smart lawyer, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, a smart reporter.
I said, well, I don't know.
We're going to have to see. I mean, when you look at these articles, these white folks are being unalived in the thousands.
What
in the
thousands, man?
That video that Donald Trump played in the Oval Office today, the 21st of May, in front of Cyril Ramaphosa to try to illustrate to the world that there is a G-side in South Africa, that is a wrong video. That is not true. And the way that it was edited, it was just to try to justify his basis, his previous statements that he's made before.
Yes.
Cyril Ramaphosa asked him, can you tell me where in South Africa is that?
He skipped
He
over
says,
that question.
I don't know. But it's in South Africa.
Why can't you explain where it is, man? The person who gave it to you.
Yes, you have to tell us where is this freaking symmetry where you're saying there's a lot of, it's not even a symmetry. And then there are other footages online. If you take the time to go over and look for these things, there's another footage that showed the video. So I saw the video, and the video just showed one road, and those crosses are along the road like this. But it looks like it can be put there.
Of course.
Because which loved one? Exactly. Go ahead.
How can that actually be a symmetry? You have to think logically, Mr. Donald Trump. Along a road, there are white crosses.
Yeah.
Come on, really. Me as a loved one wanting to bury my loved one along the road.
Why would I do it along a road?
Exactly.
And if I'm a genocider, a black genocider, why would I even take the freaking time to bury them? Do you understand? The thing is, who put them there?
Yes.
Who put them there? And usually, that's not the practice of getting rid of people that are being unalived in the masses.
Exactly.
Usually, you dig a freaking huge hole, and you come with a tractor and just go like this. All together in the white, like it happens in the Congo.
Yeah.
Like it happens in Africa. Real freaking G-sides. Okay, my people.
The one that you see UN is piling on the unalived bodies.
Real G-side happens in Africa. Not this privileged type of talks that they have here and say, I've never seen anything. You've never seen it? Donald Trump said he's never seen anything like it. Somebody needs to take this guy for a visit to Africa. You
I mean,
understand?
you said
Because he said, I don't care about color.
yeah.
I don't care whether they are black or white.
But that cemetery or that whatever, it's not true. He was saying these are where the people were buried, and the loved ones are coming there every Sunday and driving along.
To pay their respect to their loved ones.
Come on,
I mean, this is
Trump.
unacceptable. I'm telling you, there's some power. You see that 7% of white South Africans that are in South Africa, they are powerful. They have powerful South Afrikaners.
Yeah.
Like those businessmen you saw there. They're all out here to make sure that South Africa is dealt with. We need to put pressure on this black South African government. We don't give a crap if you call it a government of national unity here. We know that it's still the ANC and Cyril Ramaphosa still in charge over there. It's still black South Africa out here coming to push all these freaking laws or legislations of repatriation of land without compensation. Look, and this repatriation of land without compensation, it's a good cause because some of these farmers, some of these boers,
Yeah.
only use it for their own benefit.
Yeah.
They don't do anything for the public. They use these farms for their own benefit to grow this and that, and they just become richer and richer and richer, and they supply these huge supermarkets in South Africa. So basically, 90% of South Africans who's black needs to rely
On this farm.
on the 7%.
Yes.
On the 7%. 90% of South Africans
Yes.
need to rely and depend on 7% for food.
Yeah.
Because most of these freaking farmers are privately owned.
Yes.
So they have South Africa by the balls like this 7%, these Afrikaners who are out here pushing this false narrative to say there's a G-side against them. We're going to continue to hold the whole freaking... You know, these Boers, they believe that South Africa is theirs. This is my place, huh? You see that 7%?
Yes.
They don't think of that as, this is our country. No, they say, this is my country.
They think of it as
I own the means of production.
Yes. Some of the white farmers, the Boers, they are still in the mentality of apartheid era. And we are not exactly saying that, yes, the actual unaliving is good. No way. Nobody being unalived is good at all. But we have to also mention that is a not complete genocide.
Let's go.
Genocide.
True. There's somebody by the name of... Okay, hello everybody. I'm so sorry the rules has been ignoring your comments. I'm here now. Send some super chat, support the live. Let your voice be heard. Support the live, send some super chat. We'll read your comment. We'll make sure that we read your comment, okay? But I have to keep giving people a show here. I have to keep rolling. I'm very talkative and my tongue rolls very quickly. I have a lot to say. My name is Patrick Rules and I talk about all these issues in the entire African continent. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not just South Africa. So if you're joining us for the first time, please don't forget to like and subscribe, okay? Bradley Anderson, we are not justifying that term that you're using. Man, you see, we can't even use that term. We don't even want to use that term. First of all, where you from, come in. Where you from, what's your name? Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. What's his name here? Dylan Kang. You arguing technicalities. Farmers are being unalived at a high rate. Whether it meets the dictionary definition of G-side is not really relevant. We said at the beginning that there are farmers here experiencing a lot of tensions there. It's nobody's saying nothing is happening. We know that it's happening. But also, Dylan, what we are saying here, and what certain grown-ups, certain thinking people, certain experts, certain analysts, people also came out here to say, you have to look at the whole bigger picture. This particular 7% of the Afrikaners, in your opinion, that are experiencing this what's the term?
This oppression,
This
or
oppression, this persecution, this discrimination, these attacks. There are only 7% of South Africans own a lot of those farmers. The whole 90% of South Africa, those black folks live in desperate conditions. Desperate. There's absolutely no way, doesn't matter if Trump signs on a freaking dotted line or not.
Yes.
There's no way that those 7% will be completely safe when you have 90% desperate people. Desperate people. So what is the issue here? It's not just a race thing, although there's an element of that exists, but it's not necessarily a race thing. It's a crime thing. And white Afrikaners, white South Africans are not the only ones experiencing these types of acts. White farmers in South Africa, they're not the only one experiencing this.
We can also argue from a South African point of view, and I am a person of color in South Africa, they don't really report what is happening to the black races on the news as much as what is happening. They don't talk about it.
They do here and there, but maybe it should be louder, should do a better job. The thing is, we need Starlink. We need Starlink, we need technology, we need a form, we need a form of being able to monitor this whole freaking South Africa. We need to grow. This is South Africa. It's one of the most developed countries in Africa. The fact that people can still commit crimes and get away with it is pathetic. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only reason why we're talking about a lot of these boors here is because they've been able, through their pockets and means, and the fact that they run most of South Africa. The richest people in South Africa are white folks.
Yeah.
It's that Stellenbosch, that Western Cape, those Ruperts, there's plenty more of them.
Yes.
Who's the other one? There's a lot in that Stellenbosch. You know, some of them, they used to be called the Stellenbosch Mafia. You know, they run everything, whether it's healthcare, PEP, medic clinic, and all this stuff. Lamont, all these wines in Stellenbosch, in Spear, everywhere. They are billionaires.
Yes.
Pick and Pay, they run everything. So they have the means to be able to get pressure from outside to come and put on this government.
Yeah.
First of all, let's say this out loud, because if I was in that freaking Oval Office today as one of those South African delegations, I would have said it. Because Trump keeps saying that they're being unalived and their land is being taken away. False. That is wrong. Donald Gang, that is completely wrong. No one has had their land taken away.
No.
No repatriation of land has happened yet. That matter is still in court. And there's a court process to that. It's not just go there, take. If there's some element of crime where certain black South Africans take it upon themselves to oppress these white folks and these white farmers, that is wrong.
Yeah.
And that must be dealt with. We are not against that. So if certain Boers are victims of some of these crimes, that is wrong. That is wrong. This whatever Dylan Gang is actually a fool out here. You see, now I'm changing again. It's actually a fool for him to have come out here and say, we are condoning that and that's what's happening and all of this. You're actually a fool because you're not listening properly to what we are saying here. Yes. There's crime everywhere in this world. In the case of South Africa, we even know why there's crime. There's crime because 90% of South Africa is living in townships.
Yes, they are living in townships, in poverty, and unemployment is high. When people are unemployed, they get desperate and unfortunately, they turn to crime.
Everybody knows this truth.
Yes.
Everybody knows that Black South Africa have been living under apartheid rule for a long time.
Yeah.
And that even though the great iconic Nelson Mandela came out here in 1994 to usher in democracy for there to be a new South Africa, a rainbow nation, there was still work to be done. There was no work done. You understand?
Yeah.
There should have been a process legally for land reform. There should have been land reform because the setup of this freaking land in South Africa, the way that it is now, is still exactly the same way it was in apartheid days.
Yes.
And you expect different results. So in other words, we're just saying that it's a new South Africa. We're just saying that it's a democracy, but let the land remain with us, the 7%. why are you called the most unequal country on the planet?
Because the majority race in South Africa is of color. And this small little
Is black.
7%, yes, is black. And the small little 7%, they own the entire country's production line. It's crazy.
Guys, you have to send super chats. You have to support the channel. You have to come here with a spirit. You understand what I'm saying? We greatly appreciate you guys. We're so happy that you are all here. Do your thing here, and then I'll be able. You'll stand out the moment you send some things. You know, I can't keep reading. I mean, these comments are crazy, man. These comments are a lot, man. Because when I read one comment, like I read one of Dylan Kang, it took me 15 freaking minutes. So you have to earn that. You have to earn that 15 minutes.
Yes.
Yes. So listen here. What's the other most important point that happened there? There was a lady, what was her name? She sat there too. I have her name, huh? I have the whole freaking names of everybody that was in that Oval Office. Yes.
I know she was part of a labor union.
Zingiswa. Her first name is Zingiswa Losi, President Congress of South African Trade Unions, COSATU. She was the one who actually came and said, look here, it's an element of crime.
Yeah.
It's not just happening to white farmers. It's happening to all types of people. And somebody else had the mind in that Oval Office to say that it's not just black South Africa, there's also alien immigration.
Yes.
Undocumented migrants.
Yes, because South Africa does not have proper border control. People are just coming in there, walking across the street like they're doing it just to visit someone to get a cup of sugar. It's ridiculous.
Not all poor people resort to crime. Yes. So, and not all people
unalive
people, and not all Afrikaners, not all white people are bad.
And not all
and it's not everybody singing shoot you the master. Shoot you the farmer. It's not everybody singing that. Right? It's not all people. It's never all people. But when it's happening a lot, you can get away with certain generalization. But in this particular case of wanting to generalize and say there's a genocide against white folks, that's wrong. There isn't.
Yeah.
We need to know where the hell that supposed place where Trump said people are being buried there in the masses. That video is wrong.
He needs to release that information. But just going back to like who owns the land in South Africa?
Who owns the land in South Africa?
Yes, because there's something that came out on the 21st of February 2025. It's saying currently 72% of farms and agricultural holdings are owned by white individuals of South Africa, who make up 7.3% of the population. While black Africans, constituting to 81% of the population, own up to 4% of the land only. And the rest is going to the government and that's it.
And some white South Africans want a peaceful environment.
How?
How the freaking hell are you going to get a peaceful environment when you have a bunch of hyenas that are starving?
Yes.
Because they've never had the opportunity to do well for themselves because you oppressed them during your apartheid regime. And since that 1994, nothing was really done to improve the lives of these freaking townships. For as long as you have freaking townships in South Africa, like Guguletu, Langa, Nyanga, Soweto, Alexandra, all of these, there's plenty. Those are the famous ones.
Yeah.
As long as you have those things, you always have some form of criminal element there in South Africa. It doesn't matter whether people stop singing that song now from Julius Malema. Doesn't matter. And I'll tell you something else. There are more crimes in the inner cities than there is in those freaking farmers. You people are focused on the wrong freaking thing. And you're only focused on it because it's the white people that are being oppressed to some extent. The black folks can alive themselves there in those townships and do their own thing there. We don't give a crap about that. It will never get to the White House.
It's
Understand what I'm saying?
this stupid narrative of the entire world, not only South Africa, where whites are just so superior to black people. It's just so annoying, because why is it that now these white refugees of South Africa can go there?
Those are
and
not
just say-
refugees.
yeah, that's so-called refugees. They can go there and say, "Oh, I'm scared for my life in my own country, South Africa." Black people are also scared in South Africa.
Those people who went to the US,
Yes.
those 49 people, those white people, those Afrikaners,
Yes, those boers.
those are not refugees.
No.
Those are opportunists. There was an opportunist there. One of those 49 people that went actually said, "I left a 5-bedroom house." He even has when I knew he was lying when he said, "I didn't come to America for fun." Then what'd you go there for? It should be for fun.
There has to be.
It should be for a better life, right?
Because your house
Isn't
is-
a better life fun?
Yeah.
This boor thinks he's talking to darkies. You understand what I'm saying? By the way, if it's your first time here, we are raw, real, authentic, and uncensored. We say it in a language you are thinking. We use terminologies that you use when you go to the bathroom by yourself.
Yeah.
When you are private and you say and you think in your own mind, this is what I think about that guy over there. That's the one we use here. We're really authentic with it. We're not going to be politically correct. That's why I said, I wish I was in that Oval Office. I would have come up here and said, "Thank you very much, Mr. Donald Trump, for allowing me to speak. Cyril Ramaphosa, thank you very much for inviting me on this trip. Just to be clear, and this is for the media, sorry, there's no repatriation of any land yet. This matter is still in court.
Yes.
No one has had their land taken away. No one. It's an act, it's a legislation that's been challenged, and it's still in court. There's a process, even if it were to happen. But we're going to discuss this meeting in private, make sure that we speak to Mr. Donald Trump." So Cyril Ramaphosa was right when he says, "I want Trump to just listen." I want him to listen. He needs to listen. I like that about Cyril. Huh? He's very smart because he said it in a subtle way, but it was a challenge. If Zelensky had said that, they would have shouted at Zelensky. But Cyril Ramaphosa said, "I just want Trump to listen because I'm not going to repeat myself." You understand?
Yes.
That's a subtle way of actually saying, "Look here, I've said these things before, and I'm not going to repeat myself. I've brought people here, and I just want him to listen.
Yes.
To listen, not to be too emotional about stuff here." If you look at it, you say, that's when it was after that, after Cyril said that, that's what ignited that little thing
Video.
in Trump to say, "Where's Natalie? Natalie, could you please pass me those articles? Can you just play this thing here, please? I bet you, I'm telling you." It was when Cyril said, "I want Mr. Trump to listen
Yes.
to these people that he knows very well, to hear their perspective on the matter, because I don't really need to repeat myself on what I've said already." That's a top dog right there. As much as Cyril is cupcake and all this stuff, but that's how you respond. We're not here to fight. At the end of the day, there's a bigger goal here.
They're here
South
for-
Africa and America will be here after Trump, after Cyril. It's not about male ego.
Yeah, we want to continue the relationship between South Africa and US. That is it. It's not about what you're feeling or what Elon Musk is feeding Trump in the ear to say that this white G-side is apparently happening. No way.
Yes, exactly. So, Trump also saw the class in Cyril Ramaphosa. He respects Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa is a billionaire also.
Yeah.
The president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, that guy that you saw there that you don't know, is a billionaire also. He's been a billionaire before.
And he said that in the beginning.
What do you say?
Yeah, he's a good businessman.
Yes, he's been a businessman.
Yes.
This is a businessman and a businessman. But isn't it funny that we are now living in days where this particular term of rare earth is being used in foreign policy meetings all the time now.
It's a bargaining tool.
Yes, because this guy, the art of the deal, this Trump, is just about business. He just brought an element of business to every single foreign policy or discussion here. Zelensky, you want the war to end? I need money.
What can you offer me?
You have to pay for peace, huh? We want those minerals over there. Hey, Congo, Rwanda, you want this 30 years worth of war to end? I need money. I want those Democratic Republic of Congo, creme de la creme type of rare earth. You, South Africa, actually it was Cyril Ramaphosa who brought it up. We also have some form of rare earth. That means these people, they listen, huh?
Yeah.
He says, Cyril Ramaphosa said to himself, I know what this Trump likes. He likes rare earth.
He likes natural things that you can't really find anywhere else.
Rare earth. No, yes, that you can't really find anywhere else. But also at the same time, he loves money.
Oh.
This is a businessman. Listen to him. He's busy talking about $5.1 trillion that he just got from the Middle East. Can you imagine being Donald Trump as he sits there? It's like the school principal. South Africa, come. What is going on?
Bring your people.
Hey, you guys can come. All right. Look, we're going to take a look at this. If they don't, there's not going to be a country. Did you hear that part? There was a part he actually said there won't be a country.
What you talking, man?
What do you mean there won't be a country? Calm down.
You're only there for another 3 years, huh, Trump? Relax.
No,
in office, I mean.
Yes, in office, but those 3 words is powerful.
Yeah.
If those sanctions just move from 30% to like 50 or to 60 to 75 or to 145 like it did on China, South Africa, the entire economy will drown.
I mean, it's already like feeling at that 30%. So this is why that John Steenhuisen from the Agriculture Minister of South Africa is there to be able to lessen that, because obviously we want the criminality to end. So if you increase the tariffs, people are also going to lose their jobs.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we need to improve these particular trade relations with the US as South Africa so that in some way we can create a bunch of freaking jobs. So this black South Africa can stop going to the shebeen, getting drunk, getting ideas to go and keep the boo. The master. You understand? This black South Africa has too much time on his hands. We need to give him a job. So we, the South African people, we need to make sure that we improve our bilateral relationship with the US. It's been a long time coming. We've always had this relationship, right? Yes.
Wouldn't it be funny? Like, me, I'm just thinking of the optimistic side of this meeting that could end now.
What?
What if now, Trump now understands there's no actual G side, and these 49 people that went to US under refugee status, they have their land back in South Africa. It's still under their name. What if Trump now finally just understands there's actually nothing happening, and he says, okay, you guys, you got to go back now. There's no actual G side happening.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Trump knows there's no G-side in South Africa. This whole freaking thing of those 49 Afrikaners actually being in the US, it's all already a part. It's setting up this meeting that happened in the Oval Office today. You understand? It's a show of power. It's about power now, huh? It's not about whether there's a G-side or not. It's about, listen here. Did you pay your respects? Huh? Did you pay your respects to the orange man in the Oval Office? No, you didn't. I can do anything, huh? You people must behave everywhere, wherever you are. That's what it's about. This act of South African white refugees moving to America doesn't only have the South African talking, huh? The South Africans. It also has UK talking, New Zealand talking, Australia talking. All of those major countries all over the place where there's a bunch of white folks who stay there. It's dominated with white folks. They love it.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, hello, I said uncensored. To a certain extent, racist people love this. Racist people are like, yeah, we will show you. We are not Congo. There can never be a Congo that involves our skin. You have to be very freaking... It's a show of power. We all know, they know, that there's no G side.
Yes.
But one freaking complaint is enough for us to use this term. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or else, you Black South Africa, who you think you are in charge because of democracy, Nelson Mandela, Asher Dean, we'll cut you off, we'll isolate you. At the end of the day, you people must not piss us off. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
We're out here to make sure that we run this planet. The White House believes it runs the world. The president of the US believes he runs the world.
That is like the headquarters of the world.
Look here.
Nonsense.
Yeah. You assume all racists are white. No, I don't say that.
No.
Look, if you want to bring a different conversation, just say, but actually, not all, say that. Don't say I assume, because I can start that conversation. But it's not about that. We're talking about white refugees that went to America. We're not talking about black refugees that went somewhere else. This fool here. There's a lot of fools here who like to just come out here and just say some crap in a different context. Just because of I'm saying something, it doesn't mean it's a written rule. I know I'm the rules, but relax. Yes, so it's a show of power.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. In public, the South African delegation sitting there in the Oval Office next to Donald Trump, Cyril Ramaphosa, it wouldn't be in your best interest to come out here and humiliate this guy. You can't come out here and prove to Donald Trump in front of the media and let this whole discussion play out. Although we love realness and authenticity, we'll pull out the popcorns and enjoy. But as a South African president, you need to think long term, and you can't come out here and embarrass him.
You cannot be too personal about it.
He will take it personal.
Yeah.
He will say, look, Agoa deal what? Put the freaking 55% on that under this narrative. I've already played the video, huh?
Yeah.
The whole world saw the video.
Yeah.
Yes, they will believe that I don't like them. I'm not happy with them right now. Look, it's Trump's administration, huh?
When Trump says something about, I'm not happy with someone, everybody wants to know with who.
He was making it a point to say, look, I have some great friends there.
A lot. He mentioned that a lot.
I have some great friends. We played golf. That's how the meeting started. In fact, let me read it in the way that the meeting started because, yes. Let me see. I'm gonna get it from, yeah. Let me put it here like this so you guys can still see my face. The meeting, which began with lighthearted remarks about golf, quickly turned tense as discussion shifted to land reform policies and the USA's recent decision to grant refugee status to white South Africans under the Mission South Africa initiative. Yes, President Ramaphosa sought to clarify his government's stance on land expropriation, asserting that reforms are conducted lawfully and aim to address historical inequalities without targeting any specific group, any specific skin.
Yes. There is no... The important thing
But it started off with golf.
Yeah.
Just to illustrate, you have to be a thinker here, huh? If you're in this room, you have to be a thinker. I'm letting you know that you're pissing off my friends. I'm here to do my friends a favor. This guy, I love golf, man.
And the land that my people are golfing on are being taken away.
Look, I love golf. You must respect the fact that I love golf. You understand, huh? I don't give a crap about this, that. Oh, I have a soft spot for golf.
Yes.
And this is my golf friend. My golf friend said he's not happy in his country. The whole of you, your President South African, come here. It's a show of power. Don't mess with that, yes.
It's crazy, man. But also this, for me, is that Elon Musk. He actually irritated me. The footages that I saw of him. Standing there.
I like the fact that Elon Musk didn't say shit.
If he had said something.
It's not his place.
You must shut up.
He must keep quiet. We need Starlink, but Elon Musk wants preferential treatment.
Yeah.
because he owns too freaking many things here.
Yeah.
But you have never taken the initiative to really be about South Africa. It's only when you want your Starling to be in South Africa that you're coming out here to say, but I'm South African. I should be able to go back to my birth country and do this. I can't do it because I'm black. That's what Trump can come out here and says they have racist laws there. Why?
Yeah.
Because Elon is not happy.
Trump downplayed Elon's role, and he didn't do it very well, saying that he's just there.
I don't think he wants to be a part of this. He is very much a part of this.
The way that he stood there looking at the South African delegation, like, I got you here. This is because of me that you are here. Yeah, he's looking at in complete disgrace, because he's the one also that had that Twitter sort of exchange with Julius Malema over that. Dun, dun, dun.
Look, you see that struggle song that they played in the Oval Office?
Yeah.
Elon Musk is the one who brought it to Trump's ear.
Yeah.
To Trump's people and said, play this one.
Because why would Trump care about some
this-
stadium of 90,000 people with that song?
Because just a few weeks ago or over a month ago, that Elon and Julius, they were fighting on Twitter there, on X.
Yeah.
They were exchanging things there on X, and he was calling him out. So it's like, okay, they play this song in the Oval Office, and Elon Musk is standing there like, he's the one who made sure that they must play that song.
He probably edited the thing.
He's doing it to his own South African people.
Yeah.
Just because he wants his private company to run the whole of South Africa. What a monopoly. He wants to run the whole world. He wants to bring Starlink to the whole freaking world.
Yeah.
He already has Tesla. He already owns X.
Yeah.
He wants Starlink to power up all of these major different countries. Hey, that's conflict of interest knowing Elon Musk with this freaking Starlink. That means he has footage over national... You must think of national security before you invite this Elon Musk or Starlink to South Africa, huh? Because where does he spend his time? Where does he spend his time? His Starlink will be able to look at South Africa, know about South Africa, national interests, like national security vibes.
Yeah.
And then he can choose as a private person to go and disclose any form of information with any freaking government. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So South Africa must think to us, what deal? You want Starlink to come to South Africa? Your Starlink. Who do you associate yourself with?
It's not South Africa.
You live in America, and you have friends all over the world. Do we really want Starlink as a government, as a country? You can offer it as services, perhaps, to like... Actually, do we even want to do that?
Do you want to give him that access?
We should be able to know everything about that Starlink, what they can see, what they cannot see. Like, we should be able to put restrictions on this freaking Starlink.
Yes.
You can't come up here with a Starlink and your satellite up there, and you're in the South African Army base. You're looking at the Union building. You're looking at every single part of South Africa as a South African person who lives in America, who's next to who's buddy with another country. We don't care
Who has access to also things in the world.
Who would say, hey, Elon, what's happening in South Africa now? No, they're playing... No, nothing is happening there. Nothing is happening there. So to have control. Basically, this Elon Musk just wants control.
And he's just upset because South Africa just said, not now, or wait. We need to know a few things about this Starlink first.
Yes.
Reveal the information. Be open. You want to make money out of this country.
For him, it's just money.
Yeah, you want to make money out of this country, so we need to know a little bit more information. We can't just give you direct access to our things.
For Elon Musk wanting to bring Starlink to your South Africa, he just wants more money.
He's just upset because it's not increasing as much as he wants.
Because he has never come out here to say, this will help.
No way.
The South African people. If anything, this element of crime that exists in South Africa where a lot of people are being unalived, not just the Boers. More black people are being unalived, by the way. as a result of that country being so high on crime. If anything, he should have come out here and said, I love my birth country so much. I have invented this particular Starlink thing, and this will help us to bring a certain level of surveillance system over the nation to track down criminality.
Imagine if
This is what I want to give back to the most unequal country on the planet.
Imagine if Elon actually said he developed this Starlink thing and South Africa was the first place that had it.
It was supposed to be that way. Not for him to run off to Gaza first.
Yeah.
Yes, listen. Yeah, we're going to say it this way. I don't care if you're too sensitive. Some people will come out here and say, it's not that Elon Musk should have brought Starlink to this South Africa that he wants to claim as his birth country. First, any new... South Africa should have Teslas everywhere. You understand? Those freaking Teslas must come. They must build a factory of Teslas there. They must build a whole bunch of things over there. But this guy has neglected his own freaking country where he was born. He's out here doing things for another country, foreign nations. But then when they tell him, hold on, this visit to the US by the South African delegation is not about Starlink. It's about resetting bilateral relations between South Africa and the US. He wants to do a headline. He wants to pour out a headline here to say, they don't want to give me a license because I'm not black.
Nonsense.
Shut up.
Because even Ramaphosa, when Trump was saying something about Elon, Trump was like, Ramaphosa was like, yeah, he's on another mission.
Yes.
It was just like, that is not my main concern right now.
And he's out here talking crap about his own country.
Yeah.
Even you, Elon, even if you truly believed that your license to bring Starlink to South Africa was based on some racist laws, even if you truly believe, it doesn't sound nice to hear you come out here and talk crap about your birth country like that.
Yeah.
Even when was did you even go to South Africa lately?
He was there. Wait, no, he was there last
Look here,
sometime.
if I'm Cyril Ramaphosa, I would tell that Elon Musk, if you want to talk about Starlink, there are things we need to consider. We need to see this, we need to see that, we need to check this, we need to check that. And come to South Africa, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't use this trip here where we're coming to the US as an opportunity for you to talk about your Starlink.
Yeah, and that's actually true. Sorry, he wasn't in South Africa. It was when Ramaphosa was in New York for the UN security meeting. That is when Ramaphosa and Elon met.
Yeah, they met there.
Yes.
They spoke about that.
Mistake, yeah.
I saw that. But obviously that freaking meeting didn't go well.
No.
Because it's after
that
that.
is when
It's,
the storm happens.
it's after that they are now out here saying, he's out here saying, they don't want to give me a license because I'm not black. This particular meeting in the in this Oval Office was actually very cool, huh? Because it was reality.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about money. We're gonna talk about white people, and we're gonna talk about black people. We're gonna talk about race. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about that.
Yes.
It's a real movie, huh? For far too long, these heads of states come out here and aim to be politically correct on everything and hide stuff left, right, and center. It's about time that we start having it play out like this in the public for all of us to hear.
It's nice. I like the fact that, Trump has these things before he has these the state visit, and he has the press conferences, and then he has the debrief after. I like it because with the other, I don't know, can't even remember with the other administrations if they did it.
They did
or
it.
It wasn't really that robust.
They always did it, but they always came out here being too politically correct.
Too cordial.
That we didn't give a crap about tuning in. The reason why I watch American politics now is because Trump is there. I like Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, look here. Just because I'm criticizing certain things here and there doesn't mean that I don't like him. You understand? There's no human here who can take office and I will come here and outright love every single thing that they do. It's impossible. It's impossible for you to find a candidate that will do absolutely everything right.
Yeah.
I wanted Trump to win. I'm glad he won. I'm glad he's there.
Yeah.
You understand? If it wasn't for Trump, the potential peace deal between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, where that freaking conflict is taken 30 years, we wouldn't even be talking like this. These freaking experts and these people that know everything will come out here and say, but when America comes, you people don't know America. America will just tick, shut your mouth. You understand? America will come and eat your natural resources. They'll take all your rare earth. Shut your mouth. All that rare earth, all those natural resources we've always had in Congo has never, ever benefited the people of Congo. All those $24 trillion dollars in natural resources still untapped. Why are you inviting America to come out here? And they will loot the hell out of that place. They'll take up everything and you'll be left with nothing. Why is Felix Tshisekedi, the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo, out here selling his country? Shut your mouth. What has that natural resources done for the average Congolese?
The average Congolese are still living in pure poverty. They are still being unalived on a daily basis for the past 30 years. Now is the chance that we actually see a light at the end of the tunnel where no more unalivings in Congo is going to happen.
Yes.
We see that there's a change going to happen with this deal. Infrastructure, jobs,
investment from the private sector of the U.S. They're encouraging a lot of private sector from the U.S. to come and invest in the crème de la crème of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yes.
Okay, the second biggest country in Africa, the richest country on the planet. Okay, my country. Okay, yes, we are very rich. We have everything. But for far too long, that tiny peanut country of Rwanda next door has been looting the hell out of the Democratic Republic of Congo. That Rwanda is not happy about this particular peace deal that's happening here because they know now how the hell are we going to survive. We were supposed to keep stealing all the natural resources of Congo until Visit Rwanda really grows, that tourist idea that we want. We don't have any natural resources. We've been looting from Congo for decades. Yes. We've always had the agenda to install puppets in the government. We tried it with Laurent Kabila, with Joseph Kabila, who was there for 18 years working for our own interest as Kigali, as tiny little peanut country. Now that the US is coming out here and is going to be given total legal right to go after this rare earth that we've been looting, what are we going to do? That's Rwanda right now.
They are scrambling. Our resources are going to completely stop. They're maybe even trying to stall that deal just so they can get just a little bit more.
That particular Rwanda must come down. At the end of the day, we are Pan-Africanists. We want African unity, but we cannot unite apples and oranges.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that's been happening there, the Rwandese themselves don't give a crap about holding their own leaders accountable. They know that a particular head of state or excellency, Paul Kagame, has been involved in many freaking atrocities there in East Congo, where 15 million Congolese have lost their lives in the last 30 years. But who cares, right? Those ones are black. Who cares, man? But here, when we talk about Afrikaners, handful numbers here, and there's a level of crime everywhere, we need to send a Boeing to take that skin away, to rescue.
We have to charter a private plane. My goodness, people.
And when these particular Afrikaners arrive here in Dells, Virginia, USA, they must be met by top officials. They must be welcomed by top officials. From Homeland Security, the Deputy Secretary of State of the United States of America must be here to welcome these 49 refugees who traveled all the way from South Africa, Johannesburg, or Tambo, with the AirPods.
My God.
And Apple Watches.
Perfectly packed suitcases.
And headphones. I have never seen such a stylish refugee before.
My goodness.
The black folks are watching. So, my God, those are refugees over there.
I was lucky I came out. Other refugees, actual refugees, are lucky to even leave their country with the clothes on their backs.
Yes.
They have supplies. They have outfit changes.
In the Democratic Republic of Congo, we have 8 million people displaced. These ones came from a farm.
A 5-bedroom house.
These particular refugees who are in America, from South Africa, these white folks, left 5-bedroom houses and trucks
But and he left
onto a Boeing.
and he left his mother.
I say, I left my mother there.
Oh my God.
The audacity of that Afrikaner boer who had the audacity to come out here and say, there's a G-side there, we're scared for our lives, but I had to leave a 5-bedroom house, some cars, farm, some stock.
Yes.
And my mother
And
is
my
still
dog.
there. My mother is still there. And my dog.
Oh my Lord, you still had a pet. Yo, refugee life, huh?
Oh, what a refugee. What a refugee. Even if we have any white folks on here and they hear this is not racist talk. This is reality mixed with a sense of humor. If you don't like it, bounce. If you like it, you're welcome to subscribe and become a member or send a super chat. All is well here. We don't discriminate. We are not racist, but we need to talk. It's authenticity right here.
Yes.
I'm talking here. Yes. But these particular Congolese, or these people from Sudan,
Yo.
how come there wasn't a Boeing sent for 19 of them maybe? Or even 9. Even 9, because 9 seems to be a very funny odd number. Why did you people choose 49? Why didn't you round it off to 50?
Why not make it 50?
But, they play psychological games with us, huh? You know, like psychological pricing. When you go to the supermarket and this freaking thing is 99.95. What the freaking hell is 99.55?
Let's make it 100,
It's 10
man.
dirham, man. It's $10 or it's 10 rand. You understand what I'm saying? What you talking here? 10 euros, bro. What's 199? 49 refugee. They will buy the story. They will buy the story. Oh, this is according to some application. You have to be approved.
Yeah, so yeah. They just randomly came up with 49.
There's a system here. There's a system.
Because it's actually funny because it's either 49 the media is saying or 59. Why? Why can't it be 49 and 60 or something like that?
I think it was 49. That's the number now that I've heard out of the mouths of certain high-profile people there. Yes.
But another convoy or plane is being chartered again soon, apparently.
Yes, of course. This is the beginning.
Yes.
This is the beginning of recruiting. Donald Trump, they're recruiting white folks. They need more white folks in America. And you know what they need in America? They need the types of white folks that are willing to do hard labor. So let's go to South Africa and take these boers.
No, those boers.
Those
are
boers do
fat
hard labor.
stomachs.
Yes,
they
but
don't do hard labor.
These are farmers. They walk around in those mud, whatever, all the time. These are not office guys, so they can do some hard labor here in the US. Rather them, so we don't have any form of criminality, right? So we don't have any form of criminality.
Yeah.
And any of these African American men, if you so much as look that way, you're going in, huh?
Hey.
And all of these El Salvadorian people here will get Rwanda to take these despicable humans. So we are in the process of mass deportation, and at the same time we are recruiting white folks. You guys must
It's
understand.
really like
You must
creepy,
understand
like cleansing, huh?
Yes.
A washing of a system. Yo, Trump.
Look
It's
here.
very clear in people's eyes. You're washing.
You see the people who don't want to have this conversation, who don't want to talk truth here, who don't want to call a spade, see for what it is. These are small thinkers. These aren't critical thinkers. And of course, don't worry, you will get people come out here to try to defend some crap. Try to defend some crap. The truth of the matter here is there's no country on this planet that will come out here, involve itself in another country and say, what's happening to those black people there? We need to recruit them. We're going to send a Boeing. There's nothing like that.
No way.
You're living in. That's why I say this is a show of power.
And even that.
That's why I said That's why I said true racist people love this.
Yeah,
They don't
of
give a
course.
crap whether these people are Afrikaners or not, but these are a representation of my skin.
Yeah,
this shall
bring
never
more.
happen on this freaking planet. We run this freaking planet. They don't care whether they like Afrikaners or not. But just show these people that there's a difference here. We'll never speak like this. We'll never speak like this. We're going to create a narrative. We'll never come out here and say this is what we're doing. But you people, you must read between the lines, huh? You need to, you need to
Open
use your
your
smarts.
eyes. Just
Use your
think.
smarts.
No, it's about that clip that we saw about Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, and how
Marco Rubio.
yes,
He's a lot
how
of attitude, that one.
yeah, how defensive he was when he was questioned also about this refugee program that was cancelled in halted in January when Trump started, and this expedited refugee system that came for South Africans. Why is that so? Is it just because they are white? But the attitude that Mark Rubio represented, it was just crazy. He was
In
very
that
defensive.
whatever Senate
That whatever Senate meeting that
Senate
was.
hearing or Congress or wherever, they were questioning him.
Yes. He was just very defensive and very off-putting, not giving clear indications. Just saying the administration can do what it wants, you know. We can allow whoever we want in the country.
That Marco Rubio must come down. The one guy who was questioning Marco Rubio actually said, we've had lists of people seeking refuge in this world who've been waiting for years.
Yeah.
How is it that you guys were able to just ignore all of those people and immediately run to South Africa and get these white refugees and bring them here? This looks bad on our democracy. It looks bad on our administration or on our legislation, whatever, on us Americans. It looks bad that we were able to cut corners for these white South Africans to come here so fast. Even if there is a freaking G-side, which there isn't.
Yeah.
It just looks bad that some people who've been waiting, why didn't you take in people from Palestine?
Because it will actually be interesting to see what system they used or what questionnaire these white Afrikaners filled out to be vetted. What criteria did they have to meet? Only fear of persecution? That means all those South Africans can actually go, white or black, can actually leave South Africa because everyone in South Africa fears persecution of some sort.
Guys, I want to answer some of these comments or some of these questions, but you got to support the channel. You got to send some super chats here. Then we'll read your comment and your super chats. Attach your question and all that, your super chat, and then we'll answer that, and then we'll spend 10 or 5 minutes on it. But you can't just come out here, especially questions I don't want to answer. I'm not going to even freaking look at it, bro.
Yeah.
You're talking to an authentic, robust individual. If it's your first time here, welcome. Lucky for you, even if you're in America, even if you're a white dude, I love white people. I love black people. I like all people. I'm not racist. But I just believe on calling a spade a spade. You understand? I love Trump too. I love Trump, okay? You have to understand it now so that you don't get sidetracked with your thoughts. But we believe in having robust conversations. Okay, my people. So, but I'm gonna do this one favor only to this guy. The next of you people to read this stuff, you need to send super chats here because I love to talk. Okay, so I want to stand there and just keep talking. I have a lot to say. The good stuff is still coming. So consider that super chat. But let me read this guy as a good jester because Patrick Rules has a great heart. Yes, I told you I talk too much. You need a break? So, are you putting American and American citizen down? No. Which part of how did you get to that? How did you get to that?
There was in no way that anything being said here was.
This is not even about Americans. This is not even about. I didn't even say anything about Americans. I said America. There's a difference between America and Americans. Then when I say America, anybody can come out here and criticize America or South Africa or Russia. When you start going against the people, then it's a different thing.
Yeah.
But when I say America is crazy, I'm referring to the system that you guys are operating under as a whole.
Exactly.
I'm not pinpointing to say whether I like Americans or not. Okay, my people. I never put down Africa. Never had a reason to. Of course, what freaking reason would you have to put these oppressed individuals who've been oppressed from the get-go? You are an American. Let me talk about you Americans for a little bit. The audacity that Americans have to believe that they can poke their nose in every affair is crazy. Like that Michael Langley.
That guy, that when I see his face, he's just so irritating. You just want to take your purse and just slap him.
The U.S. General to Africa, African. I am African. I am the General of African. Burkina Faso is using its gold to amp up its security. The leaders of Burkina Faso.
Yes.
They're using the proceeds or the gratuities, the benefits of that gold to amp up their security. It's not right. They're not doing it for the people of Burkina Faso. So I believe we need to be able to do things to continue to hold a form of influence there. Who the hell? Shut your mouth, man. Mind your own business.
My goodness, 20
Mind your
coups
business.
on someone's life, and they have no right to amp up their security in any way. What nonsense. And who told you it's bothering anyone? The Burkinabe, they support their president. Shut up.
Yes. That one is a house Negro. Michael Langley. Michael Langley's career is done. Michael Langley is no one. I never knew him when he was doing whatever he was doing. The only time I got to know about Michael Langley is in his downfall. I didn't know this Michael Langley. I don't know what great work he's ever done. Knowing Michael Langley, I'm knowing Michael Langley on his way out. That particular guy, if I wouldn't put it past, I believe Michael Langley wishes he can change his skin. Because for as long as that particular person continues to roam on this planet and ends up in whereabouts where he's recognized by black folks,
it's not going to be pretty.
they'll just think like, oh my goodness.
You're the one, huh?
You the traitor. You're the traitor that's out here trying to talk crap about the only president in the African continent, Captain Ibrahim Traore. There's some Americans here. Who don't know much about what's happening in Burkina Faso. You see, because this thing is not well played. They don't really show it in America. America was ignoring it, right?
Yeah.
On the 30th of March, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Burkina Faso, South Africa, even some countries in Europe came out here to protest about what the comments that freaking Michael Langley made. You understand? But Americans don't know. They don't know. If they hear about a Captain Ibrahim Traore, it's because of these independent podcasts, independent people that are out here saying, by the way, did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Guys, let's go to Burkina Faso. Have you guys heard of Burkina Faso? These Americans.
Burkina.
Some of these Americans don't even know. Even this particular guy said, I will never talk down or put down Africa. I don't have a reason to. Do you really, truly know Africa? Or is Africa just Africa? Because a lot of, maybe you know, my guy, Randolph, maybe you know, but most Americans, they don't have a freaking clue.
Oh, yeah. They're not exposed to it.
They think Nigeria is in South Africa.
Man.
They don't know crap. If you see some of these videos where some of these YouTubers are taking certain surveys, they go out on the streets and ask, do you know the country? And then he just puts the mic. Those little girls are dumb to the core. They don't know shit.
No, well, come on. It's not even fair to say dumb because they weren't taught it in school.
They don't know. No,
or they don't want to know it.
Look here. Yes, they don't want to know it. I was about to say, what the hell is school? What is school? What is school? School is a freaking system or an institution or a classroom or an idea where certain people have picked and choose what believe will make you smart. You were born smart. All you have to do is take the initiative in this world and do the right thing. You understand? I was never taught about any of this geopolitics in any school. I just take the initiative myself to say, wait a minute, I live on Earth. There's internet. Oh my gosh, I have a laptop. Okay, I need to educate myself.
Yes.
That's it. You can't rely on a textbook a book that was written by some Victor, by some people, and then you want to learn that and read that and believe you know it. You need to use critical thinking by yourself. Even that particular meeting by Donald Trump today and Cyril Ramaphosa, they were saying everything they were saying. We all heard what they were saying.
Yeah.
But I took something else from there. We didn't all take the same things from there. Do you understand?
Yes.
Smart people come out here and read between the line, study the body language. What did he say this? What did he say that? School is mostly math and science. Select history. Yes, you're right. Only maths you need. And science, you need to understand.
Yes.
You need to read maths. What we do now is not even... I studied marketing, bro. But I don't even do freaking marketing. I never went to do marketing I never did marketing. Do you know how many people on this planet Earth that are currently making a living and earning money, producing income in a different field to what they studied?
What they studied is not exactly what they're experiencing right now.
A lot of this freaking school that people are going to and they're getting in debt just to pay this freaking school is a system.
Yes, man.
Did Trump study politics? This guy only knew to build hotels. Today he's sitting in the freaking Oval Office and he's using his common sense and logic. I say, South Africa, come here. Look, that needs to stop.
That G-side ended now.
He needs to... School makes puppets.
Yes.
I love you, my brother. Where are you from?
That's cool, T. Baker.
Great factual listening, brother. I love T. Baker. T. Baker, yes. Puppets of note. Go out there into this world and just take instructions. Be puppeteered around by, I don't know which company you'll work for. First of all, we're going to start puppeteering you now. Go over there, take a bursary. You're going to pay this for the rest of your freaking life. You understand me? Come here. The same thing banks do. Take the loan, man.
You want a car? You want a house? You need a mortgage. Take this.
We don't give a crap about your credit score. Just take. Take. Now you owe us. Yeah. Because you owe us, now we're going to take that. It's the same thing that's happening with these African countries where the IMF and the World Bank comes out here and says, we're handing out loans here. We're handing out loans. You guys want some loans? Papa Ruto from Kenya, come here.
He's first in line. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Ruto, we're going to give you money. But we're going to suggest policies that your countries should implement. Policies, of course, that suits us. We are the imperialistic countries. Understand? We're the IMF, we're the World Bank, we dictate here. So puppets, come here. Go to all those countries that have a bunch of natural resources and offer them money and offer them conditions. But we all know, give them loans in such a way that they can never be able to repay it, because we know these are puppets, they are corrupt to the core. Once they cannot repay,
we own them.
That rare earth is ours.
Yay.
You're going to go in there and take that rare earth. So in the case of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, who has formed a confederation in West Africa with Captain Ibrahim Traore. Ooh, what is so bad about Burkina Faso, led by the only president in Africa, Captain Ibrahim Traore, wanting to be self-reliant?
There's nothing wrong, man. He wants doing good. He wants sovereignty for his country, something that his citizens can be proud of.
I like this statement by Randolph. He says, I don't have credit. You don't need it, brother. You have your genius brain. That's all you need, man. You know how to navigate through the vicissitudes of life. Just do your thing. You don't need this freaking credit. It's a trap. Anyway, France, the parasitic moves by France. France has always been eating. Greedy. France is a fat individual that sits out here and just eat. France does not pick up the spoon to eat. France sits.
He just takes that cheese. that's and just puts it in the mouth.
France is that particular individual that's so freaking lazy that will come to your house and just sit there with a big ass stomach and insist that you take that spoon and feed him. You see that kid? Certain parents have kids like this that don't gym. They don't go to gym. Or like those babies that you see in certain strollers. This freaking baby is 6 years old. What is this baby doing in a stroller? Take this baby out of the stroller. When I see such individuals or such scenes in the malls, ooh, I get so crazy. I just give those babies bad looks.
And then you look at the parents like, what are you doing? My goodness. Ew.
You see those kids. You see, this kid looks 8 years old. What the freaking hell is he doing in a stroller?
And the crap thing about it is he's still sitting there on the damn iPad. In the stroller.
France mentality.
Yo.
France mentality. You understand? Give me all that gold of Burkina Faso. Give me all that gold of Burkina Faso. You understand? Give me all that gold of Mali, of Niger. I want all the same grade of uranium that we're going to take from Niger for less than €1, the same grade, for the same weight, the same kg. We're going to buy that same grade, that same amount in Canada for €200. The Canadians, we will pay them €200 per kg, but the Nigerians, African people who are colonies, who we lied to, we told them they have independence since 1960. They think so, but they don't know that they've signed colonial pacts here. We're going to get it for less than €1. You understand?
Yes.
Yes. And at the same time, Macron, or I like to say croissant, will come out here on any freaking podium to talk crap.
About any African country.
Yes, recently he actually said most of these 20 countries in Africa are the properties of France.
Stupid guy.
African countries are your properties.
Yeah.
That's why I love the fact that we are in 2025 and we have a Captain Ibrahim Traoré who's actually saying, F you.
Get out, man.
Senegal also just announced that by September, France, you must leave. You must, like the South Africans like to say, you must hamba. You must pack your bags and go, man.
I really hope that Fire and Sonko, they stick to this.
That France must leave Africa alone.
Yes.
They are out here scavenging, hyenas of note. They are looting, they're stealing, and they have no regard, right? And at the same time, they want to sit there in Paris, wherever, and still criticize these puppets. They still want to criticize them.
Yes.
If it was up to France, all African countries should be headed by puppets like Alassane Ouattara, the president of Ivory Coast. If it was up to France, they would have liked it for it to be a Alassane Ouattara in every colony of France.
Because then France doesn't need to worry about anything, because we just tell them what to do and what we need and it will come. There's no one's going to backlash, no one's going to do anything against France.
That Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast is a great puppet. We want puppets in every African countries. So nobody will touch Paul Biya of Cameroon. Okay? Cameroonians, it's not up to you to decide who your president is. We, the French people, will make sure that we initiate or we put certain security measures in place or certain law. We will make sure that we satisfy the loyalists of Paul Biya so that they never aim to have a coup in that country. It serves us best when Paul Biya is the president of that freaking country. We don't give a crap if he's been president for 43 years. We don't care if he's 93. We don't care if he can take care of himself or not. That's not the point, you puppets. You should know it's not the point.
Yes.
He's a puppet. We are the puppeteers. Since when do you need your puppet to be in shape? You don't need your puppet to be in shape.
He just needs to eat and just direct.
All you need is your ability to puppeteer these people. And the puppeteer in this particular case is not just an Emmanuel Macron. No, it's the system that we have put in place. This is the system. Puppeteer Cameroon, puppeteer Ivory Coast, puppeteer Equatorial Guinea. Those are the Portuguese people. Yes, puppeteer them. Puppeteer. Everywhere here. That's all. We don't care if he's 93 years old, man. We don't have time to retrain another puppet, okay?
At least this Fire now has said, I'm detaching these temporary strings. I want to see what it is without fronts in my country. Because Burkina Faso is prospering. They are getting some backlash, but in the end, there's more positivity than negativity.
Guys, where are the super chats? Let's have some super chats here. Send a super chat. Randolph, I know where you are. You're in America. Your super chats are nothing. Come on, guys. Send your super chats and ask the question. Let me entertain. Let me speak. The rules is taking time to be here today. Isn't it cool even for them that we decided to do this particular live stream straight after this freaking meeting?
Yes.
Of Trump and Cyril Ramaphosa.
Yes.
What's the next one? We're looking what? You know what I was happy for?
What?
Okay, we're going to Central Africa in the equatorial region. Okay, Americans. In the equatorial region, Africa, you also get the northern hemisphere, and then you get the equatorial region, and then you get the southern hemisphere.
Yes.
Okay, South Africa is in the south of Africa, and yes, it's called South Africa. It's the country that doesn't have a name. It's South Africa in the southern part, the southern hemisphere of Africa.
Yes.
The Democratic Republic of Congo is in the equatorial region. It's a little bit hot there. You get summer rain there. Between Congo and Rwanda, this particular peace deal that was supposed to take place, that Bolos, Masad Bolos,
Yeah.
the U.S. envoy, the person responsible to initiate this deal, these people, they think, he understood that South Africa is going to the White House. He deals with all the African countries.
Yes.
He's the U.S. representative to Africa.
Yes.
He's the main guy. So whenever any African country
Is doing anything with the U.S. administration.
is in the White House or is doing that,
Yeah.
his presence is required. You understand?
He needs to know.
And in this particular case, it was most important for him to also be there because South Africa has also been involved in East Congo. In East Congo, with the troops that South Africa sent there.
Yes.
So I was connecting to that. So I was like, Masad Bolos. Of course you're here also. This is not just about white refugees in South Africa, huh? Okay, he's also here to talk about South Africa because that matter will come up, and he's also anticipating a new meeting that will come up that will sit down two more puppets in Congo and Rwanda. People sign here. You African countries, you like to fight too much, huh? Sign here. For 30 years, you puppets have been fighting. It's time for you guys to sign. Greetings to you all there. Thanks for the show. Appreciate you.
Okay, thank you, Babs.
Randolph, you've asked a couple, but did you send any super chats? How am I supposed to remember a couple of questions that you sent?
There's been a lot that he's said.
My friend, that's too much, bro.
No, man.
Look, I'm scrolling through this thing to get to the questions, man.
Randolph, I've watched the guy's speech about IMF.
Which guy?
I think he's talking about Captain Ibrahim Traore.
That's not the guy. That's His Excellency. Yes. In Africa, we have a bunch of puppets, and then we have His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Yes.
Yes, in Burkina Faso. He's the president of Africa as a whole. We Pan-Africanists, we've decided to refer to Ibrahim Traore as the president of the entire continent, and this includes North Africa too, whether they like it or not. Ibrahim Traore is the president of the entire continent. The rest, puppets of note, we don't pay any mind to them. You understand what I'm saying? And he's the only one who deserves that term, that description. His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore. You understand what I'm saying? And fun fact, he's the youngest among all those puppets.
Yeah.
He's the youngest individual, the youngest person, the youngest head of state in Africa here. Is the only president here, and is the only one with dignity, and is the only one with balls also to tell these imperialistic freaking countries to pack up the freaking bags and bounce. Yes, so hands off Captain Ibrahim Traore, hands off.
Hands off. Do not say anything negative.
If you people want a freaking mess in this freaking world, I dare you. Hands off. It's nice that the entire Africa loves him and supports him. In fact, the entire black race. Jamaica, everywhere, everybody's out here saying, leave him alone. That's a Thomas Sankara right there.
That's a revolutionary leader. He's making positive change within the African continent.
That is Patrice Lumumba right there.
Yes.
That is Muammar Gaddafi right there. That's Kuma right there. That's also Nelson Mandela to a certain extent, right there. These are individuals with respect, zero corruption. You know what I'm saying? Out here to do things for the people. Not any of these freaking puppets.
Who are just trying to enrich their pockets and their bank accounts.
Yeah, exactly. His Excellency, facts.
Grande balls for well-round evidence.
Yes, for sure. For sure. Okay, my people, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you guys so much. I think that's been a lively stream so far. Like the live, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We will be back. Do they deserve it? Let me see. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. We'll do another one tomorrow. We're going to stay in West Africa. And I have to go and watch the aftermath also of this particular meeting between Trump and Cyril Ramaphosa.
Oh, yeah, the debrief.
The debrief. We're going to watch that. And then I need to spend some time in that Senegal to see, is Senegal really for real when they say they're kicking France out or not? I have to go and research and ask my people on the ground. Okay? We ask people on the ground, huh? There's people on the ground. My friend, send me a voice note. I can't hear you properly.
Yeah.
Send me a voice note. You don't have to call now, my friend. I know there's no Wi-Fi there. Send me a voice note. What did you see? Was he there?
Hey.
Ah, okay. Send me a Yes, and then we come out here with supreme confidence and talk about it. Yes, you have to. How do we send money to you to continue? Send a super chat, bro. Let's see how you're going to do that. Send a super chat and I'll give you a couple of more minutes up in here. I'll answer your question. Says Becker.
Ted Baker.
Yeah, Becker is showing initiative here, so we appreciate you. Wasn't there a goal there?
The goal is still there.
The goal? Yeah, there's a goal there.
Yeah, on top.
Up top.
In the whites.
In the whites. You can see it, right?
Yeah, depending if he's on the desktop or phone.
They can see it. Man, there's a lot of questions here. Trump rocks. Kentucky Trump 2028 peace. Give Africa back to Africans.
Give Africa back to Africans.
Look, we don't need anybody to give Africa back. That pisses me off also, actually, because who took it? We've been here. There's a form of imperialism. There's a form of imperialism in people's language, and they don't even know it. I don't even freaking entertain that at all. You have to leave them alone. You have to give it back to them. It belongs. What do you mean, give it back to them? Who told you it was yours to begin with? Who told you had it? I mean, look, kid, I've been out here. You just have those freaking puppets. And we're not expecting any one of these puppets in Africa to come out here and do the right thing.
Yeah.
Yes, we're not relying on any of these puppets.
These puppets won't do the right thing as much as we want them to, but they are not. They are just too stuck in their ways of corruption.
Stupid chats. You sound like my government. North Korea supports your channel. Okay. I'm a bit disappointed with Ramaphosa, the South African president, for going to bow to Trump, who thinks nothing of him. I don't know why some African leaders disgrace themselves this way. What can we do with these African leaders? They've put themselves in this position where they have to go and beg over there.
That is the position that Africa has put themselves in, unfortunately, now. Some
Because-
of them, yes.
Yes, that AGOA trade agreement where America reduces the tariffs and this and the duties that some of these African countries have to pay to have their goods exported into the American market.
Yes.
AGOA deals. If you play games, we'll increase it now. They've already increased South Africa's one at 30%. South Africa needs the money. Trump has the tendency to come out here and make it 145. We cannot have that now. I need to go there and
We need to decrease that amount, huh?
we have
Yeah.
relations, and those guys deal in the dollar, huh? When they send $1 million here, that's 20 million rand. You understand? If America just says, sure, no problem, we'll encourage people to invest $5 billion.
Why? Cupcake will be
That's-
dancing.
That's 100 billion rand. 100 billion rand. It's a
Yeah.
lot, huh? Trump is already expecting 5 trillion from those Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah, but the way he went at that reporter, you're a jerk, man. You're fake news.
Hey, you, are you stupid? Look, the way he said it. By the way, if you guys didn't watch the meeting, Donald Trump was Donald Trump in that particular Oval Office. NBC, was it NBC? I think it was NBC.
MSNBC, I think, yeah.
MSNBC or NBC or one of them. Look, that's a stupid question. We're talking about these things that are actually the fact that he put Ramaphosa to the side first.
Yeah.
He put everybody in that room to the side first. Let me address this stupid. He actually got angry for
He
real.
got angry, yeah.
That shows you that he's in charge in that freaking room. Huh? He's not there to work on anybody's time. That is a stupid question. We're talking about these things. You want to ask me about a jet. You're asking me about a jet I took from Doha, Qatar. That is a stupid question. You should actually go back to your studio. Oh my gosh. That was funny.
That was, yeah.
And he kept, don't ask another question. Not from you.
This fake news.
That's like the principal's office, man.
Yeah.
That Oval Office. Every head of state is getting in there and shutting the hell up. You have to watch your mouth.
Be careful in what tone you are saying things, because that guy, he can
Yes.
erupt.
You better always keep saying that we would like to thank you very much for what you did. You have to first continue to acknowledge that you are grateful.
Complete humility.
Otherwise, I'll treat you like a Zelensky in here. I'm sure that video, he didn't want to play the video. It was only when Cyril said, I just want Mr. Trump to listen. I said, you want me to listen? You listen to this, man. Hey, Natalie, play that.
Because he even said, no, now. Eh?
No, not now. He told another reporter, hey, not now. It's time to play a video here. Anywho, thank you very much. It's been a lovely one. Appreciate you guys so much. Join us tomorrow for some more. Subscribe. Become a member. Do your thing. It's been lovely. It's been great. I hope you guys enjoy the live.
Much love, guys. Thank you very much. God bless.